Welcome to the Think Factory podcast. We got one question for you. What keeps you up at night?
So welcome back to the Think Factory podcast powered by OGC Solutions. I'm here again at the Printing United Expo live on the floor, which has been a fantastic experience. And any time at Printing United would not be complete without spending some time with the good folks at Mutoh, experts and well-known in the industry for some of the amazing products they make, not only their printers, but as well as their inks and some really interesting. I wish the folks on the podcast could see it, but I'm looking at some samples that were printed by Mutoh in Braille, raised type, raised imaging. I mean, it's phenomenal stuff. So we're here to get a little bit of insight about those amazing products from Emilio Rangel, who's a product manager whose focus is on the products that you're spotlighting here at the show. So welcome, Emilio.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's great to have you. So, I think if you're around print a little bit, Mutoh is well known, but there may be some folks that have not heard about everything that you're doing. So I'd love to hear a little bit of background and what's hot and interesting at the show for you.
All right. Yeah, Mutoh has been around for well over 70 years. It is a company based in Japan that initially got started in drafting. So drafting tables were the initial offering by Mutoh many, many years ago. And then as, the industry grew, they kind of moved more into producing digital printers, inkjet printers, and so on and so forth. So our latest offerings that we're really excited about and something that we've been working on for the past couple years is getting into the ADA Braille printing market. Mm-hmm. So using our UV LED technology, we are one of the few manufacturers who also holds the patent to do ADA compliant Braille.
Right, and so we're not talking about, having to use a punch or a die to create the raised lettering. We're just talking about actual printing on the machine to create the raised lettering. Not even, I was about to say the appearance of it, but it's actually the raised lettering in the Braille code.
Absolutely. It is from the blank material to the finished product. Everything is printed using Mutoh's UV ink, UH21. It is a multi-time award winner of the Pinnacle Product of the Year award. So we won yet again this year with our 661 and our new offering, the 1462 UF.
So I wish people could appreciate exactly what goes into it and why printing Braille on a Mutoh printer or using Mutoh ink is different from others. Give us a sense of what the distinction is there.
So the distinction is Mutoh's ability to not only print Braille, raise the tactile and the Braille dots, but also to achieve the accuracy to come over the top of that and place color and get coverage on the sides of the letters and the sides of the dots and do that and have the phenomenal adhesion qualities that Mutoh ink has. There's not many applications that I run into where I need to use an adhesion promoter with our UH21 ink. Right. So that's one of the big offerings that we have.
Well, as a matter of fact, you were nice enough to bring some samples, and I'm looking at a postcard size aluminum substrate with the skyline of Atlanta. Looks like it's sunset. So you got the oranges and the red and the yellow, but then you've got a QR code. Obviously, you got the quality there, and then you got the raised lettering and the Braille all in one spot. I mean, it's amazing to me.
Yeah,
really good stuff.
Yeah, the accuracy to be able to go ahead and print color over the top of something raised is something that we kind of pride ourselves on. So you're creating a gap when you print and raise that lettering up and the Braille up, and then you have to come over the top and lay down the color afterwards. Otherwise, you would be left with a white and varnish type raised lettering. So,
right. Yeah, to be able to do that, and you've also got the feeling of it's obviously the ink. Any ink maybe would give you some feel of this, but you've got a nice three-dimensional feel in terms of the way that the skyline is printed.
Yes.
Is there. So
yeah. So
UV
nice. Printing, it's always going to be done on the surface of whatever substrate it is. Yeah. So it's not like solvent or dye where it's actually permeating. It is resting on top of the surface. So you can create a lot of unique effects and feelings to different prints that you produce.
That's tremendous. Obviously, if you can adhere the ink to a piece of metal, You've got the adhesion quality for sure.
Yeah, metal, glass, leather, wood, we print on everything.
Yep. So, and the 1462, the new flatbed printer that you've introduced, tell us a little bit about that, and what's a typical or a target customer for that press?
So the 1462 came about because several years ago we came out with the ExpertJet 661 UF. So that would have been our 19-inch by 23-inch printer, which was our first offering and the ability to do ADA compliant Braille. So we got into the market in that space. And one of basically the only, even if I could use the word complaint from our customers was, can we get it bigger? Mm-hmm. So immediately Mutoh began work on creating a larger size. So that ended up being the 1462 UF, which increased from the 19 by 23 to a 56 by 27.5 inch size bed. We also increased the number of heads and the number of UV lamps in order to speed up the printing process. So we kept our accuracy, we kept our ability to do the ADA compliant Braille, and we did it bigger and faster.
And you've got the UV LED lamps on the equipment as well, so sort of a one-stop. The ink is cured, bigger bed. And how many heads are on the machine?
It is 2 Epson heads in that,
okay.
DX7s. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Terrific. I mean, if what you've demonstrated here is any indication about the capabilities of the press, I mean, it's phenomenal stuff.
Absolutely.
Is it the same technology that gets you to some of the I'm looking here at a printed on acrylic, half-inch acrylic, but you've got not only the Braille, but you've also got a raised image, and in this case, of a pirate. Same technology, though, right?
Same technology. So it's using the UV ink,
right,
combined with the UV lamps to cure that ink instantly.
Not much you can't print on, apparently.
No. Not much at all that I've ran into that I cannot print on.
So what are you seeing as opportunities for Mutoh, or opportunities in the marketplace for 2024, based on everything you're seeing here at the exhibit?
Opportunities are really to just grow into that sort of space that we've kind of occupied with the ADA compliant Braille. It's definitely one of our focuses, definitely one of my focuses at Mutoh, is to kind of show our customers and show the industry what we're capable of in producing that and doing it, at a fast pace, mm-hmm. and doing quality, craftsmanship.
Right. And for sure you're seeing that. And then I ask everyone on our podcast, what keeps you up at night in terms of the marketplace or the economy, maybe things that you're seeing here at the show?
What keeps me up at night? The only thing really that's keeping me up at night is, when are we going to get more 1462s in stock? Because we can't keep them in stock. Everyone that arrives on our shores is gone immediately.
That's a good answer, by the way. Well done. We didn't even prep for this, so that was very good.
Yeah.
Good job. Well,
yeah.
Look, if the equipment is selling itself, then that's not a bad thing, for sure.
It is. The demand is there, and we just got to get them here.
That's a good problem to have,
yeah,
right?
And they're all made in Japan still, so,
Quality's there, too, for sure.
Absolutely.
No doubt. Well, that's great. Emilio, thank you so much for coming to spend a little bit of time demonstrating why Mutoh's doing some cool stuff here at the show.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
It's a real pleasure. And so, just again, for everybody, it's Emilio Rangel, the product manager at Mutoh America, based in Phoenix, although headquarters in Japan. And I'm Chris Santomassimo, the host of the Think Factory podcast, powered by OGC Solutions. And we'll see you next time.